everybody, welcome to Wildly Domestic. This morning I am going to do a superfood smoothie. So we have a lot of things that are considered to be superfoods here. And for those of you that don't know, a superfood is kind of a name that they've given to particular foods that are really, really high in nutrients and really, really good for you and have a lot of things going on for them. So first in our superfood smoothie, we are going to start with kale. Now you hear a lot about kale and how it's high in lots of vitamins and minerals, and it's got a lot of antioxidants in there, and it does a bunch of great stuff. And that's all true. So that's how we're going to start with about a handful of kale there. Set that aside. And next we are going to do some strawberries. Now strawberries aren't necessarily considered to be a superfood, but they are a really, really good source of vitamin C. So, and they'll make the smoothie taste good. You know, because what's the point of having something that's really good for you if it doesn't at least have something that you want to drink? You know, we're not taking medicine here. This is supposed to be good. So, it's supposed to be appealing to us. And those were pre-rinsed and they are organic. And the kale is actually organic and local as well. And coming up this week, we're going to do a little feature on it. So, and next is our banana. And as we've talked about before, bananas, even though they're not technically considered a superfood, they do have a lot going on for them. They're really high in tryptophan. They're high in the fructooligosaccharides, the prebiotics, and they're super high in potassium. So, like I said, even though they aren't considered a superfood, I think they're pretty super. I know that was cheesy, but alright, next, here we go, we're going to add some sprouts. Now, these are some sprouts I made myself, and because they are still, you know, technically growing, they are considered to be a superfood because it's live. It's still, you know, it's still manufacturing chlorophyll. It's not like a fruit. Like when you pick a fruit, it kind of starts to begin its decay. Once it comes off of the tree or off of the vine, it begins to, the enzymes that begin to break down and decay. With sprouts though, you can basically keep them growing for a lot longer, so you can, it's more fresh, so you're getting a lot more of the nutrients out of it and a lot less of the, what you want is decaying away. Next, we have chia seed. Chia seed is super high in omega-3s, and it is really considered to be a superfood. It's very high in protein as well. And I usually put a little bit in my my smoothies in the morning. Or what I'll do as well is, for those of you who are vegan, chia seed really makes a good thickener for if you're trying to make like a pudding or any sort of mousse or anything that you want to kind of have like almost a yogurt jelly, well not jelly, but like a yogurt pudding type consistency. Chia is great for that. You just need to let it soak and it gets a little bit gelatinous on its own, and then you add whatever flavoring you want in. So, so yes, we've got our chia seeds in there, also really high in fiber. And then we've got our hemp seed. Hemp seed is kind of like the mini superfood brother of chia seed. I mean, it's from a different plant, of course, but it is super high in omega-3s and protein and fiber, just like chia is. So put a little bit of that in here. That was, is the chia seed I put about a teaspoonful in, and even though I didn't measure, the hemp seed was about the same, about a little less, maybe half a teaspoon. Next, we are going to put our Camu powder in. Now, for those of you who have seen my Flu Fighter smoothie, I use that in there because it's basically one of the highest sources of vitamin C that you can find out there. So, we'll put a little bit of that in there as well. Whoop. And second to last here, before our liquids, or last before our liquids, excuse me, is coconut oil. Coconut oil, I also talked about in the Flu Fighter smoothie video. It's very, very high in lauric acid, so that makes it a natural antibacterial and antifungal. With a kind of, it is high in omega-3s as well. The particular kind of fat that is, I think it's monounsaturated. I'll have to double check that. If I'm wrong, I'll put the correct thing in the notes. But it's really good for keeping your cholesterol at a healthy level and helping absorb nutrients and things like that, because it's always good to have some fat in your diet. Okay, that's a teaspoon of coconut oil. I'm going to put the spoon in our sink here. Now I'm going to give a little squirt of raw honey, because raw honey is excellent for the immune system, especially if you have allergies. It's good to get a raw local honey because it sort of acts as a natural, almost like an allergy shot. Like the whole purpose behind allergy shots is you're trying to slowly introduce something into your immune system so you could build you could build up your tolerance to it, so you're not gonna your body isn't going to freak out and think that it's some sort of foreign substance next time. Like that's what happens with allergies. Honey is kind of the same, works with the same sort of function because it's the pollen from all the different flowers and things like that, and it's already been digested by the bees. It's sort of a good way to be able to build up your immunity in the same way, like build up the tolerance to whatever food you are. And because it's raw, it's got little bits of the propolis and the comb in it, which are also really, really good for building your immune system as well. Now I'm just going to, for our liquids here, I'm going to put, a splash of aloe juice, because that's great for soothing all the mucous membranes in your digestive tract, which makes them all happy. Oh, one more thing I forgot for the superfoods. Spirulina. You hear me talk about this a lot, especially in my smoothie videos, because I think spirulina is just fantastic. It's one of the only vegan sources of B vitamins. It's also great for protein. It's great for chlorophyll, which you wouldn't think that you would need chlorophyll, but there are a lot of nutrients that we can benefit from in that. And I'll go into that more in another video. So since I already put my other spoon in the sink, we'll get a second spoon out. And I'm going to do a nice heaping teaspoon of spirulina. And then coconut water, because it's super high in potassium, and it actually, it's basically, if you're normally the type of person who had sports drinks like Gatorade or whatever, you want to switch to coconut water because it has a lot less sugar, which the sports drinks have, you don't need, and practically twice the amount of electrolytes in it. So we'll fill that up most of the way. And the last little bit here, we're going to top off with our fresh pressed orange juice. So we're going to shake that up because the pulps settle to the bottom. Of course, orange juice is super high in vitamin C, and I did get this locally as well. So we're going to top off the rest of the way to the fill mark there. And now we are ready to roll. Or, I should say, once I get all this stuff out of the way, we are ready to blend. So I'll just pop my blades on there. And off we go. Alrighty, so now our smoothie is all good and blended, our superfood smoothie. I'm going to move the blender base back, pop off the blades here, set those in the sink so I can rinse them later. And now we've got our superfood smoothie. The one downside to really healthy smoothies is they usually have kind of a unattractive, appealing color, but I personally think this is a very nice shade of kind of a mossy green. And just so you're aware too, the rich green colors come from the spirulina. So we're going to take a little sip here. And that is excellent. That is very good. It tastes great, and I know it's super good for me. So thank you so much for watching Wildly Domestic, and you enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.